Welcome to the WoodSongs podcast, songs and stories of America's front porch with folk singer Michael Jonathan.
Boy, I've been really looking forward to this podcast. I'm asked so many times, how did WoodSongs begin? How did you put the volunteers together? What was it like trying to get artists to come? How is it everybody works for free and it still gets syndicated around the world? Well, our friend John Bacon, back in the early years, put together a documentary that aired on public television stations. And we finally found recently this long-lost documentary, and so you're going to see it and hear it on this particular podcast. What you need to know is that the idea for WoodSongs happened when I was on tour with Judy Collins. We were at a big outdoor amphitheater in Chicago, Ravinia, and on the way there I heard a show on the radio I'd never heard before called The Prairie Home Companion. And I thought to myself, well, how hard can it be for a folk singer to put together a live audience radio and TV broadcast? And I was couple weeks later, sitting in my friend Homer Ledford's basement in Winchester, Kentucky. He was this amazing luthier. As a matter of fact, I still wear his bolo around my neck every day. And we were talking about songs and music, and he was carving wood, and the idea of WoodSongs was born. And then this song happened. You ain't the one I remember. Something happened to you on the road. Your passions have turned into anger, and it follows wherever you go. Life ain't for cowards and critics. Dreams don't belong to the rich. Life is a song worth singing, so pick up your voice and sing on. Teach the whole world to hear song. So that was born in that little shop of Homer Ledford's, and the idea of WoodSongs was born. And I went to my friend Kevin Johnson, who you're about to see in this video clip. So watch this documentary. This is part one of how WoodSongs was born. I hope you enjoy it.
Here on the Louisiana Hayride, his name is Hank Williams, the drifting cowboy.
From the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys.
Hi, this is Bruce Horns.
Hi, this is Kevin Moe.
Hey, folks, this is Bela Fleck.
Hi, folks, this is Sam Bush.
Hello, this is Odetta.
This is Joan Baez, and you're listening to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And now, gather the family around and sit back in your easy chair. It's time again for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour, our worldwide celebration of grassroots music. Let's welcome folk singer, author, and tree hugger, Michael Jonathan.
I started WoodSongs, a pretty long process actually. I got a phone call from a friend of mine in Ireland. His name is Lachlan Feely. He's a poet and a songwriter. And he put out a little cassette and a booklet of his poems, and he got pretty blasted by his hometown newspaper. So I wrote him a song called WoodSongs, which is sort of a tribute to every artist and dreamer and poet and songwriter that tries to meet this wonderful audience, and then real life sort of, comes into play and takes the opportunities away.
Cheeks as red as a blooming rose, eyes the prettiest brown. She's the darling of my heart, the sweetest girl in town. Last time I saw Shady Grove, she was standing at the door, shoes and stockings in her hands, bare feet on the floor.
We started in Kevin Johnson's little recording studio in Lexington. Sat about 15 people on a good night. And we would bribe them to show up with apple cider and homemade brownies that Jenny would cook. And we would try to get people to come to a show featuring artists they don't know, singing songs they've never heard before. And the little studio kept filling up. We went to a bigger studio and it kept filling up. We went to the theater at the public library in downtown Lexington, 135 seats if I recall. And 57 weeks in a row, that theater filled up.
I said, what's up? And he tells me about his whole idea for this radio show. And I said, you think there's a market for that? And he said, absolutely I do. So we started doing WoodSongs in my recording studio over on North Broadway. We had about enough room for 15 audience members. Problem with that was we only had 4 or 5 showing up. And Michael and I would literally be on the phone on Monday afternoons calling our friends going, hey man, we need you to come down here and clap for the show.
Shady Grove to my back and down the road I go. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my little love, I'll marry you someday. Hey!
You know, this was back when we had 10, 15 people showing up, and even then we were bribing them with homemade cookies and hot apple cider. And that's how it started 386 shows ago.
Back in the early days, I had to be very committed. If people are going to volunteer to help you, they have to be 100% sure you're going to keep your word. So wherever I was performing around North America on a Sunday, I guaranteed everybody, artists, volunteers, radio stations, everybody, I was going to be back in Lexington on Monday to do this radio show. And at the time, we had one little college radio station in Georgetown airing the show. That's it. Matter of fact, we were delivering the show on cassette. That's how low-tech we were.
I think WoodSongs, I mean, it's kind of a haven in this day and age, just because kids my age, you know, they're so caught up in pop culture. It's good to find some folk music out there.
Love the shows here. Kind of a nostalgic feel. I think it's really neat Lexington to have something like this.
Well, the little man walked up and down to find an eating place in town.
Well, my name is Josh White Jr., born and raised in New York City.
Through to see what 15 cents could do. The chorus goes like this. One meat.
Why is WoodSongs important to musicians like you?
Anything that promotes non-mainstream acoustical music, musics that you may not normally hear. This is good exposure. It's our way of life, and we need the exposure for all people to be able to hear the different musics that come acoustically from people.
It's really nice to sit in front of a camera. It's nice to get things like the Stephen Foster Award. When people write about WoodSongs, I'm the person they talk about. So by proxy, I get the public thanks for the work that these volunteers do. And I think that's the hardest thing about WoodSongs to really, for the audience and the public to really comprehend. People do WoodSongs not because they're paid. It's because they love the music. Whether it's the artists, Roger McGuinn, Michelle Schacht, Odetta, Blind Boys of Alabama, artists you've never heard of before, all of them come together on the WoodSong stage. They're not paid a penny to come to WoodSongs. The volunteers, there's 36, 37 volunteer crew members.
I'm the webcast technical engineer, which means that
they come to the theater 2 o'clock on a Monday. They work like crazy. The show starts exactly at 7. It's done exactly at 8:15. And by 9 p.m., the show is put away, packed up, the floors are swept, and the volunteers are on their way home.
I'm the webcast technical engineer, which means on Monday nights I set up the live webcast so people can watch our show on the internet.
Every once in a great while, WoodSongs goes on the road. Like we took WoodSongs down to Tennessee and did sort of a Grand Ole Opry thing in Nashville with it. And the union crew bosses that worked in those places came up to me and said, how do you get your crew to work this hard? And I said, what do you mean? They said, well, I heard a rumor that your crew's all volunteer. And I said, they are. They don't get paid a dime. Neither do I, neither does Michael, neither do the artist on the show. This is a volunteer-run effort. And they said, well, but they work so hard and they do such a fantastic job. And I said, well, they're working from their heart, not their wallet.
The WoodSongs crew is very much a family of people that are very excited about the chance to help these artists reach a worldwide stage.
I'm the television and webcast director at WoodSongs, and that means that I head up the webcast crew and the people that set up all the television gear and do the live broadcast on the internet. We also record the show to videotape. It's played back on Insight Communications, and we are editing versions of the show right now for distribution through KET and through KET to other PBS stations in the country.
And welcome to the historic Kentucky Theater. Here we are in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. Beautiful hometown. We are at the crossroads of America's folk and bluegrass music. We have a wonderful time here on the stage for our broadcast where we celebrate grassroots music. You don't have to be famous to be on our show. You just have to be good. If you can imagine artists as diverse as Chris Christopherson, Bobby Bare, Bob Dylan, Elvis Presley, Waylon Jennings, Johnny Rodriguez, the Allman Brothers, so many more have been involved with this man's music one way or the other. He's got a CD that he's going to do the title cut from to introduce his music to us. He truly is a songwriting legend from the great state of Texas. Like I said, we're proud that he's here. The song is Georgia on a Fast Train. Please welcome the legendary Billy Joe Shaver to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
I think WoodSongs is great. I'd like to thank Michael Jonathan and WoodSongs for bringing some wonderful music down here to the Kentucky Theater.
I just decided at last minute we're coming to this, and I'm excited to be here.
Well, I really like it because, I mean, I like a lot of the music that they play.
I like it because they let everybody come and just enjoy.
That's a lot of fun to go see the show.
I think WoodSongs is great. I've seen a lot of variety of music, folk, jazz, country, R&B. It's great.
I've seen some great artists, like tonight, John Jurgensen, a world-class guitarist. I've seen Larry Campbell, another great guitarist, Billy Joe Shaver. I've seen some great artists down here at WoodSongs, and I think some of you folks out there are really going to enjoy this.
On a rainy, windy morning, that's the day I was born in that old sharecropper's one-room country shack. They say my mammy left me, same day that she had me, said she hit the road and never once looked back. And I just thought I'd mention my grandma's old age pension is the reason why I'm standing here today. I got all my country learning, milking and a churning, picking cotton, raising hay and baling hay.
Players play the game, but they play it cool. Lovers play the game, but they play the fool. Kids play the games in the alleys after school. Fat cats play the game, but make the rules. Oh yeah, it's the goal that makes the rules. You got to lose someday, my friend. Sooner or later, this game's gotta end. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but one thing will never change. It's how you play the game. It's how you play the game.
If there was a Beatles of Americana music, these are the Rolling Stones. And please welcome BR549 to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
when he saw her face. He thought that nothing could go wrong, and then he saw her smile. He used to be so very strong, but even X-ray eyes could not realize that everybody loves and everybody falls, and everybody feels this way. 'Cause even Superman has kryptonite, and though he tries with all his might, even Superman falls to his knees, begging please, 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 begging please, 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 please.
This is going to be interesting because from different ends of our planet, two different cultures, the same kind of wooden instrument, and I've got like 2 minutes to condense thousands of years of musicianship at the end of our show. You want to play something? Go ahead.
Certainly groups like Nickel Creek and John McEwen, Sam Bush, it's groups that you just, it's not very often you can see a live performance by people like them.
Even we're tired, we want to join the show.
We can't miss that. Oh, it's always a good show. Always. Great musicians from all over the place, and good crowd, and great host.
Oh, yeah, we plan on coming back many times.
Yeah, I think it seems like WoodSongs brings a lot of great bands and artists in, and Uncle Earl is one of them, so I'm excited to see them here.
David Crosby was in the band. He said, "I don't like it, man." He said, "No, it's that folky 2/4 time. It's never going to play on the radio." So I had an idea. I'd been playing around on my electric 12 with a little Bach-like stuff. I thought if I put a bit of that on the front of it and maybe kick it up with a Beatle beat, it might come out okay for radio. So it came out like this. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there ain't no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you.
Trying to move on ain't coming very easy.
welcome to the historic Kentucky Theater. Here we are again in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. So nice to see a full crowd in the house. We are celebrating grassroots and independent music. We're on the air all over the world, from Australia to Ireland, New Zealand to New York. These radio stations are the soldiers at the forefront of this wonderful grassroots music, where we celebrate the artists that are out traveling and making a living and doing the best they can to reach you, the audience. And ultimately, this show is about you, about the audience out there listening. The artists, we enjoy their company very much, and our principle remains the same today as it was when we first started this show. You don't have to be famous to be on WoodSongs, you just have to be good.
At WoodSongs, when we have Roger McGuinn, or BR549, or Sam Bush, or most recently Odetta, what a majestic, legendary folk icon. And to stand on stage, I have to remember that these are people. They're not stars. They're people that are very good at what they do, but you're just as good. What you do on your living room couch is just as important as what Odetta does on stage, and she would tell you that.
Let it shine. May we know that together.
She would tell you to open your voice and sing, and that's what she asks people to do.
Let it, claim it, claim it. Oh, this a little light of mine. Oh, that's better. I'm gonna let it shine.
But when I come to WoodSongs, it's a community of musical friends. It's the audience, it's the volunteers, it's these wonderful, talented artists. There's no competition. It's just everybody's doing the best they can for you.
Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. This a little light of mine. This a little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This a little light, there's a light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. There's a light of.
And that's the important thing about WoodSongs. You don't have to make music your livelihood in order for it to be important. It can be part of your life. The greatest stage in the world is the one in your own home.
I'm gonna let it shine.
In your household, don't let radio and TV do this for you. Even if you don't know how to play an instrument, learn one with your child. Make it a family thing. Even if it's just painting or dancing or the piano or cello or even writing poems together. What a beautiful, beautiful way to express yourselves in a world that may not be all that beautiful anymore, well, right now anyway. But one at a time, we can certainly make things a little bit better. Instead of worrying about the whole world, worry about what's happening in your home. If everybody in the world simply took care of their own backyard, you wouldn't have to worry about the world anymore. I hope you had an inspiring show. My name is Michael Jonathan. I'm a folk singer. I'm a tree hugger. We'll see you next week on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio. Good night.
Would I recommend this to anyone? I definitely would. This is a family event.
I love the experience. It's great.
It's wonderful, beautiful.
WoodSongs it's great. It's a lot of fun. The host is a little, you know.
I got a spare room behind the barn for my Mac attack when I'm on the farm. You click it on, then you click around. See the cyber fun I found. Well, I'm a hayseed of the first 375 shows.
You're Beulah from Accident, Maryland. Okay, and you're going to do our WoodSongs ID for us. Okay, why don't you go ahead and read it off. Go ahead. Ms. Beulah on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Hi, I'm Beulah Thomas. I love to have my green string.
That's a G string.
Green string.
You know what that is? It's this thing here.
Okay.
On a guitar. Go ahead, start it again, Beulah.
Hi, Beulah. I love to have my...
No, not hi, Beulah. Go ahead, we'll try it again. It's all right.
We should start here.
Why don't you start at the beginning? Right here. Hi,
I'm Beulah. I love to have my green string.
That's a G string.
Green.
G.
Green.
It's the letter G.
Green.
No, not green. Just G. G is fine. G string. Let's try it again. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Beulah. I love to have my G string plucked. That's...
Okay, we're halfway there, Beulah. Go ahead.
That's why I'm part of the studio audience for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
I think you're beautiful.
One of my first duties was to put up a sign that said applause. So I got stuck with the name Flash. Michael did a contest with the audience to come up with a nickname for me, and since I held up the applause sign, they came up with Flash, and that's kind of stuck.
Well, there it is. Boy, I tell you, it's kind of hard to watch that for me personally, because we've all traveled as friends through this amazing journey, and seeing our buddy Kevin Johnson, we've lost him a few years ago. His son Taylor is still part of the WoodSongs family, which we're very grateful for. This was just part one of how WoodSongs began. So in future podcasts, we're going to tell you a lot more, especially about how the volunteer crew got put together and how absolutely amazing the love transaction of the arts is as represented by WoodSongs.
The WoodSongs Podcast, songs and stories of America's front porch, is presented worldwide by Martin Guitars, the Department of Kentucky Tourism, Ear Trumpet Mics, and listeners like you. Our technical producer is Gavin Clark. I'm Gabrielle Dahlgren. Follow us online at woodsongs.com.